Hello, today we'll be doing the estimating worksheet 7.3A2. This first one is estimating percents of a number less than 100%. Let's take a look at the example here. We have 61% of 196. The first thing we do is round those numbers to friendly numbers. So I went with 60% of 200. And then we're going to build or stack our estimate using, 50% and 10% of a number. Well, 50% of a number is half of it. So to get to 60, I'm going to go with the 50% and the 10%. So 50% of 200 is 100. That's just half. 10% of it, we just move the decimal one spot and we get 20. So the 50% plus the 10% gives me the 60%. The 100 plus the 20 gives me 120. So here's my estimate right here of 120. All right, this is the way we're going to be doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little T-chart for this first problem here. We're looking for 13% of 53. Well, let's just round that down. Let's just look for 10% of 50. Round those to friendly numbers. Well, 10% of any number is simply moving the decimal one place to the left. That's really dividing by 10. So 10% is equal to 5, and that is our estimate. We only have 10% there, so that 10% equals 5. Let's try 20% of 72. 23% of 72. So you already can see I'm doing it in my head. So we're going to do 20% of 70. Well, 10%, we move that decimal one place, is 7. So 10% equals 7. Another 10% would equal another 7. So 20% would equal 14. We're looking for 71% of 89. So let's go with 70% of 90. We'll just round down on one and up on the other. Okay, let's think about this. Well, we can get to 70% by doing 50%, 10%, 10%, right? So that would be my 70%. So what's half of 90? Well, half of 80 is 40. And half of 10 is 5, so half of 90 is going to be 45. 10%, move that decimal once, it's going to be 9, and then another 10% will be 9. So really what we have is we're just counting by 9s here. We're at 45, then it becomes 54, and then 63. 63 is our total there. Next one, we're looking at... flip this up a little bit so I can slide up and do a 3-digit one. We're looking for 47% of 138. Numbers bigger, estimate's actually going to be simpler. Why can't we just call that 50% of 140? Right? Well, I don't know what half of 140 is, but I know that half of 14 is 7, right? Well, if half of 14 is 7, then half of 140 has to be 70. So here's my estimate right here of 70. 50% equals 70. Now keep in mind we're doing this in our head. We're just using this little graphic organizer here to help show how I'm doing this in my head. So this next one here, I'm going to start skipping this last step where I total things up a little bit. And that's just fine too. So we're looking for 59% of 121. Let's call it 60% of 120. Well, 50% and 10%, right? 50% of 120 is just half of it, which is 60, because half of 12 is 6. So 10%, just move it once, is 12. So when I add these up, I have 72 as my estimate right there. All right, 79% of 147. Let's call this 80% of 150. All right, we'll go 50, 10, 10, 10, right? There's my 80%. Okay, half of this, half of 150 is going to be 75. And I know that because half of $1.50 is 75 cents. So 10% is going to be 15. Another 10% is 15, and another 10% is 15. So really, these two here together make 90. These two here together make 30. So I'm looking at 120 as my estimate. And it makes sense. Again, we have to start thinking about these. 100% of 150 is 150. So 80% of it's going to be, significantly less. It's going to be a good chunk of it, and but more than half, right? All right, I think I'll do one more here. 91% of 29, because I kind of like this. So let's go with 90% of 30. We'll go with 90% of 30. Well, this is a little different here. What I'm going to say is I know that 100% of 30 is 30. I know that 10% is 3. So if I subtract, I'm going to get my 90%, and I'm going to go with 27. I think that's easier than doing 90% of 30 and going 50, 10, 10, 10, and 10. You'll get the same answer, but that's kind of neat, huh? All right. Good luck finishing up the last couple.